Now, here's what you're gonna get when you register or you sign up to my credit repair whistleblowers learn cast, learn by doing focus group. Again, only 50 people is the limit. That's how much I could fit into my schedule, because I help people repair their credit, so I have to, do my credit repair services. But this is for people that are struggling with their credit, their credit scores that are 400 and less than 655. All right. If your credit score is more than that, sorry, I cannot help you. You're in pretty good shape. But I could help you with your finances if you want, getting out of debt, you know, show you how to pay off your mortgage early, your car loan early, your student loans early, and things like that. So if you need something like that, just you could call the number 203-266. 1173 also, and leave your name there and a message of what's your financial situation, and I can help you. Or you could just set up schedule an appointment with me there, you know, book me there too, just by putting your name, phone number where I can reach you, right, and your financial situation. But again, you are about to see what it's going to be inside this group, what I'm going to be offering inside this group. It's going to be amazing of what you're going to see. Uh, Again, you've probably been scammed before. If you watch this whole entire video, you probably been scammed before from a credit repair company. You pay thousands of dollars for 1 to 2 or 3 years, like I said earlier, and your credit score is still not in the 720s or more. So if you have that situation right now, I suggest you join my group. Join my group. Join my focus group. You won't regret of what you're gonna learn. All right. What you're gonna learn is gonna instill in your brain, and you're not gonna forget. And you're gonna tell others on what you learn. You're gonna refer them to me, and that's what I want. And when you refer them to me, you know, after I finish, you know, helping you as you being a group member, a private group member in my private focus group, credit repair focus group, you're going to know a lot of things that you should have known before, but you didn't. But now you do. And now what I want you to do is share it with people that don't know. And you know what? You could just get paid by just doing that in my organization and my partner's organization. So, again, this is what you're going to get. Enjoy the music, and at the end of this video, there's a website. Go to that website and register immediately, or just scan the QR code and register instantly just by downloading the app, the FYI app. That's where all the information, you know, of some videos that I have about repairing credit, a mini courses in there and things like that. That's where the private group is going to be. All right, online on that app, but it also going to be inside the facility. You know, the group is going to be inside the facility, not online. Okay, That's just the app. All right. So enjoy the music and register. Scan the QR code or go to the website and register. Or just call my number that you see on the screen, 203 266 1173. For you can see the schedule on the availability of what time, the focus group is going to be on site inside my facility. All right. So you have a great day. God bless. Be grateful to each other. Be grateful to yourself. Help those that cannot help themselves. And the more you give, the more you get. Right now, I'm giving to you an opportunity of a lifetime. And if you don't take charge of this opportunity, somebody else will. But I want you to be in charge. Call the number that you see on the screen. Get the QR code that you see on the screen. Go to the website and register that you see on the screen. And please share this video with everybody that you know that you think might have some financial issues or have credit repair issues. This is Carlos Anaya signing out from ECON Learning Center. You have a blessed day.
Improve your prayer life with the Grace for Purpose Prayer Book, a comprehensive collection of beautiful prayers that will minister to your soul, to your family, and bless your home. Order your copy today and begin to enjoy a powerful, vibrant prayer life.
You may have heard the saying, life is a roller coaster. It may sound a little cliche, but there is truth to this phrase. Life is made up of good times and hard times. We experience both its highs and lows. As Christians, we are not immune to the hardships of life, and in fact, many would argue that we face more hardships than non-Christians. After all, the Bible does say, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. In Psalm 34, verse 19. Take note there how the Bible says, many are the afflictions. Now, I'm telling you this not so that you would be discouraged, but rather so that you would be grounded in your perspective. Loving Jesus Christ, living for Jesus Christ, doesn't mean you'll have a life free from any problems. Equally, when you face challenges or pain, this doesn't mean the Lord loves you any less than someone else. You see, God doesn't promise us a life devoid of suffering, pain, problems, or difficult situations. As a matter of fact, he tells us the opposite. In John 16, verse 33, Jesus tells us that in the world we will have troubles or tribulation. And in many other passages throughout Scripture, we are reminded by the apostles, as well as Jesus himself, that Christians will suffer, be persecuted, face many trials, and so on. They don't tell us this so that we could be miserable or feel anxious, but to remind us of our reality and to encourage us to stay strong in our faith. After Jesus warns us of the many troubles we are to face, in the same verse, he commands us, "Be of good cheer, for he has overcome the world." And so, I may not know what you're going through, but be of good cheer, because in Jesus, you are an overcomer. Things may be tough right now, but be of good cheer. Have faith in the Lord, and he will see you through. You may be in a dark place right now, but be of good cheer. Keep holding on to Jesus. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Not only does God want us to be of good cheer, but he also wants us to turn to him in prayer during difficult times. In fact, tough times can motivate us or prompt us to pursue God through prayer more passionately and desperately. When we are in any kind of trouble, we tend to become aware of how weak and limited we are on our own. We feel helpless. We realize how much we need the Lord to intervene. When you're in a difficult place, you will find that you are desperate for God's presence so that you can draw from his strength. On the other hand, we can sometimes be so weighed down by our burdens and problems that we don't have the energy or motivation to approach the Lord in prayer. But that is just Satan trying to do all that he possibly can to keep us miserable and without hope. He doesn't want us to seek God, and he doesn't want God to help us out of our dire situation. Don't be deceived by him. When hardships come your way, go to the one who can rescue you. Go back to your first love. Seek him through prayer. James 5:13 gives us the best advice. Here, the Apostle James gives this piece of advice. Is anyone among you suffering? Then he must pray. The Bible is filled with examples of God's people praying through very difficult times in their lives. Hezekiah is one example. Isaiah prophesied that Hezekiah was going to die soon. He even asked him to prepare for his imminent death. Can you imagine how Hezekiah felt at that moment? Being told by a prophet that he was about to die? If he were to tear his clothes and put ashes on his head, nobody could even blame him. But what did he do instead? Isaiah 38 verse 2 says that Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed to the Lord. You know what? The Lord heard Hezekiah's prayer. The Lord saw his tears and extended his life by another 15 years. Another similar example is Hannah, a woman who was barren. She desperately longed for a son to the point where she would weep continually and wouldn't eat for a long time. Even her husband noticed it and was very concerned for her. One day, in the bitterness of her soul, she went to the temple and prayed to the Lord, weeping in anguish. She brought her request to the Lord, pouring her heart out to him and asking him to grant her a male child, vowing that she would dedicate his whole life to serving the Lord. God heard her too and granted her petition, a son named Samuel who became one of the greatest prophets. The apostles had their fair share of sufferings and hardships too. In Acts 16, Paul and Silas were thrown into prison for preaching about Jesus. Guess what they did? They prayed and sang hymns to God while they were in prison. The prisoners heard them, and the earth quaked underneath them, loosing their chains. All these events led to the prison guard and his family believing in Jesus and therefore finding salvation, as well as the apostles later being released from prison. What a testament to the power of prayer. So, if Hezekiah could pray after a death sentence, and Hannah dared to ask God to open her womb, and Paul and Silas praised God during their imprisonment after they had been beaten, what's stopping us from praying when we face difficult situations? All these people were pushed to pray because of the trials they went through and the obstacles they faced. Let us be encouraged to do the same. When we encounter tough times, let us not be so overwhelmed to the point where we feel hopeless and discouraged. Let us not run away from our problems, but instead run to Him. Let's run to Jesus Christ. Run to the one who has overcome the world, the one who is our refuge and strength, the one who tells us to call upon Him in the day of trouble, the one who rescues us, the one who heals all our wounds and diseases. We need to seek Him in all circumstances, especially through life's hardships. Jesus Christ is our comforter and a very present help in times of trouble, the only help that we would ever need. Yes, as humans, we still have feelings and emotions. Nobody can deny that. God doesn't expect us to be laughing and dancing all the time, but what He does want from us is our commitment to Him. What God does want from us is faith. He wants us to be so invested in Him that we run to Him first when troubles come our way. God shouldn't be our last resort, but our first choice in all situations. And all those negative feelings and thoughts that we have when we are going through rough patches, prayer helps to change them too. Paul advises us in Philippians 4, verse 6 to 7 to be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. The peace of God is above our understanding, and we can rest assured knowing that whatever burdens, hardships, problems, or troubles we face, we can lay them at the foot of the cross. Lay them all down at Jesus' feet and watch all your worries begin to fade away and be replaced by His incredible peace.
So there you have it, guys. That was just the warm up of the conclusion of part 2 of the 7 milestone crash course webinar. So let's continue. Let's get started. All right. Again, as we discussed in webinar part 1, the 3 E's. The reason that I always go to this topic is because it's very important that you guys should be aware about what the 3 E's are all about, how the world goes around. The world, environment, energy, economy, solutions. Now we're in the solutions. Before it was the problems. In the first part, it was the problems of the 3 E's. For those who in this part 2, they probably watched the video of the accelerated crash course and it explained to you guys what the 3 E's is all about. And at the end of the video, it showed you solutions to combat the 3 E's, to protect yourself from the 3 E's. All right. that could happen towards the future. So if any of those three E's malfunction, everything collapse. All right? Environment, energy, economy. So if there's no energy, there will be no environment. If there's no economy, there will be no energy or environment. All right? Environment is us, we the people. So as you can see, we can learn to protect us and our kids, families, and friends to protect us from future health crisis and financial crisis. So let's continue. So again, the financial literacy group is a financial wellness organization. Econ Learning Center is also a financial wellness educational organization, just like the financial literacy group. You know, the only thing is more high tech, more advanced. There's computers there. There's the uh, metaverse quest glasses where you can learn financial literacy right through the glasses in a virtual world, like real big, and things like that. I'm working on that. That will be the virtual glasses will be on January of 2025 next year. So parents, if you want to sign up your kids, sign them up now before you know the spots fill in. I just got 4 glasses for now. I'm trying to get at least 10. I'm looking for investors to partner in my organization. So if you want to partner with in my organization, just let me know, and I'll tell you the fee, how much it costs, and so on and so on. So again, Econ Learning Center. We are the only credit repair, debt freedom, financial smart money learned by doing personal development business in Connecticut. Period. In Connecticut, Waterbury, Connecticut, Plainview, Connecticut, Prospect, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. We are the only one, the creative ones. There's some out there, but I think mine is more high tech. All right, towards the future. Then you got the money, the how money works essentials mini courses. Stop being a sucker for your money. That's a book that you should guys get. Again, this is the so I'm affiliated with them. I'm also affiliated with the United Financial Freedom. I'm also affiliated with the Money Max account that's connected to the United Financial Freedom. I'm also affiliated with the Financial Literacy Group that's connected with everything that you see here. And you got my business partner organization, which is Fire Credit Repair Services. He's one of my students that I showed him how to establish his own credit repair business. And Credit Versio is the free credit repair software that we give away to all the clients that would like to repair their credit. I'll be back in a second. Ya, caballo. Agua fría. Todo fría. Todo caliente. Caliente. Caliente es bueno por tu espalda. Una baño con agua caliente. Oh, huele mejor. Me gusta así cuando está tomado. Not good for you to be like get bad infection. Your baby. The baby. Dale. Ya está. Corre. You can wait a second, guys. I'm doing something for my dad. I'll be back real quick. In the meantime, you guys could enjoy the music. Te pones que suave. Ya tiene que estar suave. Ya está suave. All right, guys. Sorry for the little delay. So there you go. Those are the organizations that I'm with. Those are part of it. Part of them. There are others. Many, many others. I'm affiliated with taxes. We do taxes too. We literally show you how to do taxes inside the facility at a very affordable price, much less than H&R Block. We literally show you how to do it yourself, the first time, and then next year you could do it all by yourself because we're going to teach you how to do it. All right, so let's continue. Then you got the undeaded program. Undeaded program is the affordable debt freedom program that we have. This is connected to my organization, and this is much less software that's going to help you get out of debt also. You know, a little bit longer than the Money Max account. All right. So the Money Max account is the expensive one, which is not that expensive because you can finance it, and then you get the indebted, which is the most affordable one, and you're gonna be surprised how much it costs. Everybody should have indebted on their cell phones for all their debts. It's gonna show you how to manage all your debts, expenses, and also do a budget or combine into one. All right. So what is Econ Learning Center? You must be saying, I'm talking about it too much, right? What is Econ Learning Center? Econ Learning Center for you and I, credit repair, personal financial education, personal development program is designed to empower individuals to take control of their own financial future and create their own secure personal development economy. In today's uncertain economic and health climate, it is more important than ever for people to be equipped with the knowledge and skills to protect themselves and their families from future crises. So, what is Econ Learning Center? This is what we're all about.
Welcome to Econ Learning Center, your one-stop destination for mental health, physical fitness, financial literacy, computer learning, and entrepreneurship courses. Discover how you can enhance your knowledge, stay fit, and become tech-savvy in an interactive and engaging environment. At Econ Learning Center, we prioritize your mental health and well-being. Join our yoga and meditation classes to find inner peace and balance. Empower yourself with our financial literacy and entrepreneurship courses. Learn how to manage your finances, start your own business, and unlock your potential for success. In today's digital age, staying ahead requires computer learning and tech skills. Join our courses to master programming, web development, and more. Ready to embark on your learning journey? Enroll now and unlock a world of knowledge and growth.
All right, guys. So if you want to enroll, the website is econlearningcenter.com and .org. econlearningcenter.org. You could also subscribe to my, you know, my app also, which is 720 credit group .zee.am. You can go there, put your name and your email, and I'll get a text in my cell phone, and then I'll instantly set you up on registering for my 2025 Econ Learning Center, you know, personal financial development master course that is for the whole entire year. Which some of the things that you're going to see here, that's what the course is going to be about too on this, you know, part 2 webinar that I'm doing for you guys now. So let's continue. So what I want you guys to do, I don't know if you tuned in on the first part of this webinar, the first episode. You probably scan the QR code and you probably have the whole entire webinar on your cell phone. If you do, all you have to do is, what I want you guys to do is take the How Money Works challenge. Do you know how money really works? So it's basically a 5-question How Money Works challenge. Most people fail it. Some people pass it. Well, most people fail it. All right. And if you fail it, that means you don't know how much money really works. But don't be scared. You're not going to be the only one. There's thousands and thousands of people that don't know either. But when you take the personal financial literacy development course inside my facility, you're going to take this test again, and I guarantee you'll pass it. So basically what you do on the yellow circle, you just click and it goes to the website. For some reason, it's not going to go to your website. So what I want you to do is just listen for now, because I won't be able to transfer the other page where I'm at to the webinar. But the good thing is, you guys that got the QR code on the first part of this webinar, and you can go to the section where I'm at right now, which is called the Challenge Your Literacy, Change Your Life. What I want you guys to do now is listen what I have to say. So basically, when you get to the site, it says, take the challenge. Are you financially literate? You know that 76% of participants can answer 4 out of 5 of our basic questions about how money really works. Answer 5 questions below to find out now. So basically, question number 1, the percentages. If you owe someone $500 plus interest, which will be higher to pay back? $510, 500 plus 5%. Which one? Right? Question number 2. If both, this has to do inflation question. If both your income and the prices of groceries, gas, and other products you buy were to double over the next 20 years, how much will you be able to purchase? More than you can buy, less than what you can buy, the same as you can buy now? Which one? Right? Compound interest. Question number 3. You have $1,000 in a savings account earning 1% annually. What will your balance be after 10 years if you never withdraw any money from your account? Would it be more than 1100? Would it be exactly 1100? Would it be less than 1100? What would it be? Question number 4. Impact of losses. Suppose you lost 50% of a $10,000 investment. How much return will you need to get back to $10,000? 50%, 75%, or 100%? What's the answer? Risk diversification. Generally speaking, is it more secure to put your money into one place or more than one place? What's the answer? And then what happens when you answer all the questions, it's going to calculate how many answers you got right. So there's only 5 questions. So you have to have 3 right to pass the How Money Works challenge. If you have 2 wrong, 2 right, you failed it. All right. So that's what that's about. What I want you guys to do is listen to the video. So there you go. So you just have to take the challenge. All right, guys? Take the challenge. Now, this is the course, the How Money Works Essential course. And in this course, when you take this course, let's say if you fail the challenge, you take this course. When you finish taking the whole entire course, you go take the challenge again, and I guarantee you that you'll pass it. Right? Now, what I want you to do is watch this very important video of what is financial literacy.
Americans are wealthier than any people in the history of the world. Yet many are stressed out about their finances. Are people living beyond their means even though their incomes are relatively high? Are they maxing out credit cards and living paycheck to paycheck? Are they saving for unexpected expenses? Can you be financially secure even if you don't make a lot of money? Can ordinary folks invest in the stock market with manageable risk? The answers to these questions are the beginning of a checklist for what we call financial literacy.
When you talk about the checklist of things that people need to understand to be considered financially literate, I think it delves into a number of categories. It numbers into your basic everyday financial living, the basics of debt, and understanding just sort of what credit card debt means, what mortgage debt means, what a car payment means, budgeting, understanding money in, money out. It's stuff that really sometimes can seem very basic, but clearly is not.
If you're not financially literate, then you have to worry about your spending. You have to worry if when you retire, you can meet your goals.
It all starts with income. Income means the money you have coming in. How do you make your money? The law of comparative advantage comes in handy when making career choices. Figure out what you do well and enjoy that others value highly.
I've worked very hard and built a successful business, and I don't have to worry anymore in my life about, your month-to-month bills and things like that. But that is true only because I did used to. I didn't have parents to give me money. I didn't have anything to fall back on. There wasn't a safety net. But what I did was rigorously plan and sort of set goals and then try to go about achieving them.
You don't have to own a business to think this way. Start thinking how you can make yourself more valuable to potential employers, coworkers, and customers. How can you do your current job better, even if it is a minimum wage job, internship, or volunteer position? Are you working harder than others? First one there, last one to leave, not texting while on the job. These types of choices help differentiate you from others, and they create value for you in the job market. Remember, in the real world, you don't get paid for effort, but rather when you create value for others. And managing that money is just as important as earning it. Expenses are money going out. How do you spend the money you've earned? Do you even know where all your money goes? Many people don't.
If I could only teach to young people today just one financial literacy skill, a necessity that people understand, is to
So, guys, if you don't know where your money goes, before a little bit earlier, I showed the logo of the company Undebted. That's the software that can show you where your money goes in, or where you goes out, in or out. All right, just stay tuned and listen to what David Benson has to say.
construct their own financial budget and how they execute upon that. All I mean by this is to understand that there are fixed expenses. They have $3,000 that comes in and they have $2,500 of expenses. They need that fixed expenses, the stuff they have to, your rent, your car payment, your whatever the case may be. They need that number to be lower than what's coming in.
I think the easiest way is the 50-30-20 rule, which is 50% of your monthly income goes towards bills and housing, 30% goes towards finances, which is paying off debt or saving, and the final 20 goes towards entertainment or going out for things that you like to do.
So obviously the fixed have to come first, and you chip those away and those get done, and then applying percentages to the rest. I think there's very little of that goes on. Some of the things that go wrong when one doesn't do it, and this is of course very common, you end up living your life in a way of you're always playing catch up. And it becomes very debilitating when someone gets behind. They may have the benefit of the consumption, then a new paycheck comes, a new bonus comes, and they don't get to enjoy the fruit of it because they're paying off the last toy that they purchased. And so you live behind instead of forward. I think that has a profound impact on one's stress level, but also just their capacity for the enjoyment of life. If people just started with that, the layering of financial priorities in their month-to-month cash flow planning, I think that would be the immense first step towards financial literacy.
Assets are stuff you own. Everything from your savings account to a house to a car. The road to building assets starts with saving.
The best reason I can offer for why even a high school student with a part-time job should start saving to some degree, just the habit. It's habit forming. That I believe that there is something to be said that for the merit of just getting in the practice of putting aside $5 a week, $10 a week, whatever the number may be.
Save regularly for unexpected expenditures. You know that your car will need a repair, your cell phone may get stolen, and you may fall ill.
I like to set up a savings account so I don't see that money, because if I see it, then I will spend it. So each paycheck, I take out a certain amount of money towards my bill for my car insurance at the end of the year, and it's automatically moved to the savings account.
So that your paycheck hits your account, and then automatically you have your bank account set to send from your checking account to your savings account, or just electronically off the top. You make your savings a fixed expense. It has to come straight out of your checking account. You're paying yourself first. When that's in place, it opens up a lot of freedom to then go do other investment accounts.
This approach will help you live a life with minimal financial stress and anxiety. It'll help you avoid financial troubles and pitfalls. As you build some savings, make sure to diversify your investments. Remember, never put all your eggs in one basket. Just don't. Because if that one basket should fall, well, you get the picture.
When you purchase a stock on the exchange, you're buying into a small piece of that company. So you're getting an interest in that company and you're becoming an owner of that company.
And it entitles you to the stream of profits that company hopefully will make in the future. It has risk because the company may not make it. So the stock market is a way of funding business in America that carries with it an appropriate level of risk and reward.
The best way for somebody to invest in the stock market with a small amount is by purchasing an index fund or an ETF or a mutual fund, because they are getting broad exposure to many different companies instead of just buying one position.
What's all this talk of index funds and mutual funds? A mutual fund is a professionally managed investment portfolio that pulls money from all sorts of investors like you who are looking to diversify their investments. It's the easiest way to ensure you aren't putting all those eggs in one basket. Index funds, or exchange-traded funds, ETFs, are similar except that they are managed to match the performance of a particular group of companies, say, a group of tech companies or a group of consumer goods companies.
Instead of picking individual stocks, I want to own Apple and I want to own Nike, they might just buy an index that includes a whole basket of these companies together. There's all kinds of different indexes and therefore index funds out there. The most common might be the S&P 500, representing sort of 500 major publicly traded US companies.
With diversification, you can take comfort in knowing that when the value of one asset is down, others will likely be up.
But they want to make sure that the purpose of the money they're putting in is longer term money. The return of the stock market's been very good over time, but there's periods of time where it can be quite volatile. And so that's where one's financial literacy will hopefully lead to them understanding what instruments are good for short-term goals, what instruments are good for intermediate goals, and then longer term.
One powerful tool in your plan is compound interest.
Albert Einstein once stated, "The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest." The best way to take advantage of it is to start saving when you're young and investing strategically after you have your real-world savings account ready.
Over the course of 20, 30 years of compounding, it's adding hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm saying for regular middle class families, the difference between starting to save at age 50 and starting to save at age 25 can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's just simply from the benefit of time and allowing that money to work for them for a greater period of time.
Even with all of the recessions and expansions of recent and distant past, diversified stock holdings have earned about a 7% real annual rate of return. Rate of return is extremely important. An asset earning 3% annually will double in value in 23 years. But an asset earning 7% will double in value every 10 years. Investing in the stock market offers opportunities for everyone.
It makes such a difference when you can really exploit the time value of money, when you put time on your side. The leverage they get on that contribution to themselves because of the time value of money is monumental. And there's calculators that people can play with to go see, and they never believe the results. Simple interest would just work like this. You have $100, you earn 5%, you now have 105. And then you're going to make another 5% on that 100. Now you have 110, the next year 115, the next year 120. So that 5% is simply being applied to your original $100. Compounding means that your $100 goes into 105 for the first year, but then 5% gets applied to 105. And let's say that number is 111, and then it gets applied to that. So the numbers start to break apart from the original denominator of the money. And so that's why compounding carries with it just a real special force mathematically. I think that there is really no financial literacy when people don't understand time value of money.
Liabilities are debts you owe. The time value of money can also work against you. A lot of people get into financial trouble by constantly spending more than they earn. Credit is readily available today. That's both good and bad. It's good because credit can enhance your ability to undertake attractive investments such as a college education or a home.
I fundamentally believe that there's a key difference between buying something with credit that is an asset versus consuming something with credit. Okay, when you go to the pizza place with your friends and use money you don't have, you don't still have the pizza. It is really gone. Whereas when you buy a home, you are borrowing money, but you are purchasing an asset that retains some degree of value. And then assuming that the servicing of that debt, paying that person back with interest, is affordable, it enables you to buy a very expensive asset before you have to save for the whole amount. By being able to make a really sacrificial endeavor to save the down payment and take on an amount of debt that the service of which might even be less than they're paying in rent anyways, or maybe equal to it, then they're building equity. The other example has always been, we talked about student debt, where you're taking on debt, you're going to have to pay it off, but at least you're building an investment into a career, into a future, to education.
But borrowing can be bad. When you borrow to buy things that will soon be of little value, use student loans to go on spring break, or max out credit cards only to pay the minimum amount due. When you recklessly spend more than you earn, your financial anxiety will build as your wealth declines, and you make large interest payments on items you've already consumed.
As a general rule, paying for your vacations and your surfboards and your clothes shopping and your nights out with your friends with credit, well, clearly the asset is gone. You have zero of asset, but you still have the debit. So all you're doing is making yourself poorer by doing that. The avoidance of credit card debt early on is probably one of the great blessings a young person can ever give themselves. It's very debilitating to have to unwind significant credit card debt when you're really trying to get ahead and move forward in your adult life.
It's going to make you a lot less financially secure because you're going to have stress and have to worry about your interest rates going up from not being able to pay off those cards every month.
Someone could get to a point where they're literally spending over $1,000 a month and they're not chipping away at the debt at all. And I think that is what really ends up happening is you get used to the idea. I have a fixed expense of just making a credit card payment. I just paid $700, $800 a month for a credit card payment. And that could be a very high percentage of one's income. It ultimately leads to that kind of exasperation of feeling like you're never getting ahead. You get a raise, but you don't get to save or invest any of the money because you're still getting out from being, behind. The worst ramifications of excessive debt have always been emotional. They drain on people's joy. They add to their anxiety, but they take away hope. They take away from that feeling that you can move forward.
So, income is the money you earn. Maximize those earning opportunities. Save to build up assets, things you own. Put together a financial plan and limit your expenses and liabilities to things that increase assets or your ability to earn an income.
Most people don't need an education to know how to buy more pizza or go out with their friends more, but it takes education and it takes sacrifice, character traits, if one's going to really learn the practice of saving, goal setting, budgeting, things of that nature.
I think the biggest thing with people not knowing about the financial market or not knowing about a plan or saving a budget, any of the things that we discussed today, is because they are afraid that they'll sound stupid or they don't know anything about it. So just don't talk about it at all. But I think that's the worst thing you could do. The more you talk about things, the better you understand them, the more you know, the more you can share.
Successful personal finance is about following sound principles and cultivating them as a way of life, a manner of living. You can enjoy financial security even if your earnings are modest, but it will involve both planning and commitment. Develop your plan today and resolve to maintain it throughout your life. Your future self will thank you.
So how will your life be better with financial plan in place? So remember the section where he said about the credit cards that people are paying $700 a month on their credit cards, and they just chip away just a little bit, and they don't pay it the whole entire credit card. It takes like 10 to 15 years to pay a credit card, like a $10,000 credit card, for example. Uh, you could pay a $10,000 credit card in 1 year and 2 months. And I have proof. I could show you literally how to do it in my class, in my personal financial development uh, credit card class, credit boost, credit repair class, credit builder class. I could show you how to do just that. So let's continue. So, did you know that the global literacy rate for all adults is expected to reach 90% by 2030? Our goal is to elevate global financial literacy to the same level by that same date. That's my goal in my facility, to have to teach a whole bunch of people personal financial literacy development inside my facility. See, lack of financial literacy. The global lack of financial literacy rate for all adults is expected to reach 90% by 2030. So, in other words, you know, people, anybody that's watching this webinar, you need to learn financial literacy. And in Econ Learning Center, we can teach you how to learn financial literacy at a very affordable price. You also need to learn how to repair your credit, rebuild your credit score, increase your credit score 100 points or more in less than a year. And Fire Credit Repair Services, we can show you that. Fire Credit Repair Services is connected to Econ Learning Center. Okay? Econ Learning Center also does credit repair services too, but the educational section. Fire Credit Repair does the fire credit repair services. Then you get the Financial Literacy Group, which is the organization that that's basically our umbrella, you know, the head honchos. It's a group that's connected with a whole bunch of financial uh, organizations that help people get out of debt, repair their credit, invest the right way, life insurance, uh, debt freedom programs, little bit of everything that has to do with financial literacy. That's the backbone. That's where the financial literacy courses are. in the financial literacy group. And I have all the courses because I'm connected with them. So our mission at Econ Learning Center, Financial Literacy Group, and Fire Credit Repair Services, our mission is to eradicate financial literacy worldwide. It's time to close the gap between those who know how money works and those who don't, the suckers. Sorry to say that word, but suckers. The reason I say suckers, have you ever been to the bank to deposit some money, and what do you see? What's the first thing that you see next to the bank teller in the counter? Lollipops. What a lollipop? Suckers. You suck on the lollipop, right? Suckers. The banks are telling us that we are suckers for our money, right? So it's time to break the cycle of endless debt, foolish spending, and financial cluelessness, so anyone who wants to take control of their financial future has the knowledge to make it happen. All right. So when you go to the bank and you see a lollipop, don't even take it. So, what is financial literacy? Again, financial literacy is understanding how to earn, spend, save, manage, invest your money. Simply put, it's knowing how money works. But you have to put credit in there, how credit works, how taxes works, right? How a mortgage system works, how the tax system works, how the credit system works, you know, and things like that. Now, financial illiteracy means, on the other hand, is not knowing how money really works, how credit works, how taxes works, how investment works, which can make you financially unwell for life if you don't learn financial literacy. That's what will happen to you. Statistics reveal a widespread damage financial illiteracy has caused in the US alone. You know how much money? So far. This was in 2022 is the report. We in 2024. So it's 436 billion in the amount mismanaged personal finances cost Americans in 2022. And this is right here is the source. You can go to there to find it. You could type all this in Google and you can find the source. Probably this number will be higher. The reason I say that because in Connecticut, there's a whole bunch of people that have bad credit, and there's a whole bunch of people that owe a lot of money on their credit cards. I think it's through $3.5 billion owed worldwide in Connecticut of people that owe money on their credit cards. So this number is should be higher. And why is that? Can you combat that? Yes, by learning financial literacy. We're at Econ Learning Center. As you can see, you have to have, you cannot have, in order for you to catch up, to build wealth, get out of debt and build wealth, you cannot have a plan A. You gotta have a plan a B, a C, a D, and a E, which is Econ Learning Center, guys. So take a look at these facts that reveal the damage financial illiteracy has caused in America. Did you know that 46% of Americans don't have enough cash to cover a $400 emergency? Did you know that 43% of student loan borrowers are not making payments? Did you know that 38% of households in America have credit card debt? Did you know that 33% of American adults have zero retirement savings? And that includes the people that are retired already. Because what? Like I said earlier on the first part of my webinar, those that retire are working either in Walmart or a supermarket or or Kohl's or retail store or grocery store, they are working again. It's crazy. Why? The reason they are working again, because they didn't clean out their whole entire debt and they retire with debt. If you retire with debt, that means you're not retired. You have to go back to work to pay off those debts. All right. So you're not physically retired. So I get mad when people say, "Oh, I'm gonna retire next year," and they work like 20, like 30 or 40 years in the same company, and they in financial distress, in debt, and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna retire." No, that's not good retirement. You're not gonna be comfortable. You're gonna end up in a year or two. You're gonna end up back in work again. And at Econ Learning Center, we show people that are retired how to stay retired and continue to build wealth with their retirement money and invest it in the right place. We could literally show them how to take some of their 401k money and invest it on mortgage notes, private mortgage notes, that they could get monthly cash flow, monthly cash flow dividends back into, to rebuild their retirement again, to get more money, you know, make their money work for their money, basically. But these numbers here, 43, 40, 44, 43, 38, 33, they might be higher, guys. They might be higher. So, the money book strategy focuses on leveraging education to stop the cycle of illiteracy and reverse the damage. WealthWave, headquartered in the US, has a laser focused commitment to create innovative books, classroom training, online resources, and worldwide networks of educators that are available to everyone on the planet. I'm one of them, guys. I'm one of them. And WealthWave is great. WealthWave is connected to my organization. That's my learning platform. I also have another learning platform, which is Everfi. I also have another learning platform, which is the Financial Literacy Group. I also have another learning platform, which is Practical Money Skills. All right. And then another one for kids, younger kids, which is Bonsai. So a lot of financial literacy programs, guys, all different ages 9 and up. So let's continue. So what are the three ways? Three ways you can help us achieve our goal. Basically, three ways. You read the book. When you do, the human race is one person closer to reaching 90% of global financial literacy. Everyone counts. Then you attend the classes inside my facility, whether it's a school, an office, online, or one of our learning centers, which is Econ Learning Center.
Join us at the FYI/Metaverse Econ Learning Center